Welcome to the Mind Health Coach program with Leah Marie here on the Dream Vision 7 radio network. You can learn more about Leah's coaching services at mindhealthcoach.com. Thank you for joining us today as we journey into the discovery of natural and healthy ways to achieve inner peace, happiness, and an ever-present state of well-being. You're already healed. You just haven't realized it yet. When you're ready, you can change your mind and change your life forever. The power of a beautiful life is within you today.
Welcome to the Mind Health Coach program. I'm Leah Marie, your host, and you're listening to Dream Vision 7 radio network broadcast. And you can tune into my show on Dream Vision 7 radio network every Friday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To learn more and for a full station broadcast schedule, go to dreamvision7radio.com. Also, you can check out my website at mindhealthcoach.com. I have a lot of different information on the website, including things that you can partake in, like in September, I'm doing this cruise, which is pretty exciting, to Bermuda. And if you're a caregiver of somebody or, a family member that's taking care of their loved one, or even if you are just in the family as support measures for caregiving for someone that has dementia, you are welcome aboard the Celebrity Summit, I think is the name of the cruise ship, and it's a dementia-friendly cruise. It's supported with respite care. There will be caregivers, care staff on board to help you with your loved one, and so that you can enjoy some free time and take advantage of maybe going to the spa or something like that and having some self-care. And that's really what is important when you're caring for others, is we kind of lose sight of caring for ourselves because we're so involved in making sure that other person is okay, that isn't well, and trying to make their lives okay, that we tend to forget ourselves. So this is an optimal chance to enjoy a really wonderful experience. And, even though the person that you're kind of honoring on this vacation, which I don't know if I even said, we're going to Bermuda, by the way, which is fabulous in itself. Even though you're honoring the time that you're going to be creating these moments with your loved one, and they might not remember, it's all about joining them in where they are at the time, at the present moment. They really are living in the present moment. And it's very, very challenging for people that are caring for their loved ones that, understand that they're no longer retaining anything that's happening around them, and that causes a lot of stress. And so it's hard for all parties involved, and that's why I think this is such a great experience, because you'll be aboard the Celebrity Summit. It's going to be a wonderful cruise, and there's going to be workshops about how to live a more quality existence for yourself and for helping the one that you're caring for as a family member or as an actual caregiver. So it's really an exciting opportunity. The dates are the 1st through the 8th of September 2019, and there's pretty reasonable prices to get on board. So I'd love to help you guys out with that. If you want to email me at info@mindhealthcoach.com to learn more and possibly make your 2019 fall vacation plans. It's kind of going to be a really great time of year to go. And so I'm really excited for myself, too. I'm really excited about working with the folks that are going to join the cruise. And there's also going to be some other speakers on board that are teaching workshops. And you can check out more information at my website, mindhealthcoach.com. And I can always be reached, my company can always be reached at 508-938-9211, and that is the Mind Health Coach program, mindhealthcoach.com. So today's show is focused on stress awareness, and the reason why I'm focusing on it is because I always love to address ways to manage stress, and it's important that we bring awareness to how everything is impacting our lives and making things more stressful, which ultimately can impact our health, our relationships, our perception on our quality of life. So it's important that we take a look at where are we at with our stress levels, always, and not just like, oh, I got it all covered, because I know myself, I have learned so many different techniques. I teach a lot of different techniques in stress management, but I have to give myself a check every once in a while too, in a valuation to make sure that, okay, am I managing my stress right? Am I overthinking things? Am I, and I've always been the typical worry wart. That was my mom's nickname for me when I was younger, that I was such a worry wart. And I was, and, it really affected me in a lot of ways. And then I, went through life and found that it doesn't have to be that way. You don't always have to feel stressed. No matter what's going on around you, there's always a source, a well of strength and resolve within. You just have to tap into it, and you have to understand that whatever's happening in the exterior environment, outside of yourself, outside of your petri dish that you live within, there is a lot of stress. There's a lot of difficult things that people are dealing with. There's a lot of things that are impacting, as I've read recently, like that people are getting so worried about the environment that they're actually like not having children, and they're very concerned for the future of humanity. And I definitely agree. I know that's an issue, but I'm here and I'm in the now, and I'm just going to do what I can as a human being to help impact the improvement of it instead of the fear. And so there's a lot of different aspects that we can come from when we're in a space of stress. And so there's a lot of tools, but mainly going within and finding that source where you are in that present mindful moment, connecting your body, mind, and spirit, and feeling a sense of wholeness and balance. And it can be achieved even when you're in times of, uncertainty, such as, maybe you're having some health issues, some financial issues, some relationship issues. All of those things, obviously, there's different things out in the exterior environments, as I said, political upheavals and different factors that can come into our world, into our reality as seemingly so threatening to our well-being. And we have this perseverance, I can't say the word today, perseverance, that's what I'm trying to say, and hypervigilance at times where we just go into this stress mode, and it's difficult for us to assimilate what we're experiencing because everything has to be digested, including our food, of course, but our experiences have to be digested and assimilated and metabolized in healthy ways too. And sometimes the very traumatic things that can happen in our lives are difficult to digest. It's difficult to know how to digest it, and it causes us to have a lot of stress and uncertainty. And so, when you want to do a self-check on how you're feeling and what symptoms you're experiencing because of stress. And as I mentioned earlier in the show, I'm doing that wonderful cruise to Bermuda that's going to be amazing for folks that are dealing with their loved ones that have Alzheimer's and other dementias. And, unless you've lived it, it's very hard to appreciate how much stress the caregiver of this person is going through. A family caregiver or just being a family member of somebody that's slipping away, it's extremely stressful, and it's very difficult to understand why this is happening. And, there's a lot of support out there. However, not everybody takes advantage of it. For instance, I had this wonderful staff that was coming together back in a couple weeks ago to do a conference bridge call. And we are coming together to support those that are, having stress about dementia, and either that you've been diagnosed or you're seeing symptoms or you actually are the caregiver and you're feeling very stressed. And very few people showed up, even though it was marketed and put out there it was basically sent all over from Maine, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and a lot of social workers, healthcare providers, doctors, like a lot of groups in healthcare were very excited seeing this information and thought, wow, this is going to be great, because I'm always hearing from my patients that it's so hard to get away. It's so difficult to, do a support group because it's hard for me to separate from my loved one when they need so much care. So we thought this would be a wonderful opportunity to break through that barrier of I can't go because I can't physically go away from my loved one. There's no one to care for them. And unfortunately, like I said, it wasn't very well attended. But we're going to continue. We're on we're a very passionate group about helping folks that are challenged with this different condition that brings upon a lot of stress to the family unit. And, we want to help in any way, shape, or form. So it's about an hour long. I think it's the third Thursday of every month, and it's from 5 o'clock to 6 p.m. It's p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you are looking for an opportunity to jump on board a conference bridge, all you do is you call in. You have to call a number. I'll email you the information. If you email me at info@mindhealthcoach.com, you can actually retrieve the information. I'll have it sent out to you, the conference bridge that you call in, the time, the day, and all of that. And, I just need a RSVP because we do want to know who is on the call. And it can be completely confidential and just, it stays with our reception of who's going to be on the call. It wouldn't, like whatever name you want to use or whatever on the call is fine. You don't have to say, you don't even have to identify a name. You can just come on board the call, but you should let RSVP with your name and contact info just so we can stay in touch. And again, it's all about some self-care. It's really, honoring the stress that people undergo when they're caring for others. And, it's not just folks with dementia. We have a lot of people out there caring for multiple family members and trying to work, trying to, make enough money to support their family, their household, and also take care of their, aging children, aging parents, and that sandwich generation is being extremely affected. And so that is a major concern, because if we don't recognize how we are impacted in the changes and evolution of humanity, it's going to cause us more and more health issues. And, really noticing in yourself some physical symptoms that show us when we are extremely stressed. And that can be anything from sweating, having not enough circulation so you feel like your extremities are cold, having an upset stomach, nausea, other things that can happen with an upset stomach, muscle tension, dry mouth, having some confusion because maybe you're not getting enough rest and downtime, feeling nervous, anxiety. That's typical, obviously, having a lot of nervousness, anxiety, worrying, irritability, impatience. If you're feeling yourself get snappy and, not really handling your moods very well, that's something to look at and say, is this stress-related? Feeling frustration at things that didn't typically frustrate you. and having panic. I can remember waking up in the middle of the night when I used to have panic attacks many, many years ago and feeling like I couldn't breathe. And it was like an awful way to wake up. It was extremely stressful, and I never would get back to sleep right. And I just kept thinking, how am I ever going to sleep right and feel good again? Having a lot of hostility and aggressive behaviors, getting angry at people and for not really, when they're not